Hey yogis, Sandy Cavalier here. Today we're going to talk about balance. We'll practice some balancing postures, but not the typical postures that you think of balance, like tree pose. These are postures on hands and knees and postures standing like Warrior 3. I just want to say a few words about balance, and that is that the more you incorporate the core, so your front and back body, your side body, from your hips to your shoulders, bring it all into midline. You're going to find a lot of stability provided by the core. Also the breath, breathing in generously and finding a strong exhale where everything goes into midline and the belly lifts in and up is going to provide a lot more stability. Also your knees. When you're standing, keep your knees bent. An inch is perfect, maybe 2 inches. That's going to also give you more muscle to rely upon for stability. So balance is really all about integrating the breath and the musculature and keeping some awareness to correcting the imbalance. So balance is really continuous correction of imbalance. It's like surfing the imbalance to keep bringing it back to balance. So it's lots of tiny little corrections. Let's begin on our hands and knees. So use a blanket if that helps you. Find some comfort on your knees. So bringing your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. You can be on the balls of the feet or you can be with the tops of the feet on the floor. Take your left foot back and stand on the ball of the foot. Go ahead and get a little stretch by pressing the chest back. And then come shoulders over wrists and think about lifting your leg up. Don't actually lift it yet, but think about lifting the leg. And notice that the core has already contributed. So knowing that your core is going to engage when you lift the leg, go ahead and keep the core engaged and lift the left leg up. So make it a strong leg. Firm the thigh, spread the toes. And then come to your right fingertips. So you begin to tell your brain you're going to balance. You're getting lighter on the right hand. The left hand is still working hard. And then slowly reach the right arm forward. You're continuously lifting the belly, lifting the ribs, breathing generously in and out. And then hand down, knee down, and we'll go to the other side. Right foot back, stand on the ball of the foot. Get a little stretch, so press your chest back, stretch the calf and Achilles. And then bring your shoulders back over your wrists. And then think about lifting the leg before you lift it. So as soon as you think about lifting it, you may feel your glutes and your thighs engage. You'll feel the low belly lift. You'll feel the ribs lift. So keep everything working into midline as you now lift the leg. Notice the thigh is strong. The right hip is turned toward the floor. Breathing generously. And now coming to the fingertips of the left hand. So starting to know you're going to balance is going to bring your awareness to balancing. Draw the belly up and slowly reach the left arm forward. Nice, and then hand down, knee down. Press back to child's pose and bring your elbows on the floor, but lift your wrists and forearms up and make some circles. Just to give a little wrist release before we continue on hands and knees. Let's do side plank. So standing on hands and knees. Again, step your left foot back and turn the sole of the foot to the floor. Take your right hand a full palm print forward and start to press the mat forward. That's going to give you some stability in your arm. Take your left arm all the way behind you onto your shoulder blade and pull the chest underneath. Yeah, feel the twist. Now feel how straight you are from your top of your head out through the left leg, and then add the top arm. I'm continuing to press my bottom arm forward to give myself more stability. Draw the tailbone to the back heel. If you'd like a little bit more, you can start to slowly lift the left leg up. And then with control, foot down, hand down, knee down. And we'll change sides. So bring your left hand forward, your right hand back. Take your right leg back, stand on the foot, the whole sole of the foot. Coming to the fingertips to again adjust balance. My hand is pressing forward, and my right hand comes underneath. Find my shoulder blade and pull underneath. Keep pressing the mat forward. Lift the right arm. If you'd like a little more, slowly lift the back leg. Deep breath. Whoops. Nicely done. Hand down, knee down, and let's come on to your bellies for Sphinx pose. While this isn't a balance, it's a relief for your wrists. You've just been on your hands. But go ahead, interlace, make a triangle between your hands and your elbows, and then come up onto your knees. Walk your knees forward, pressing down with the forearms. Take your left leg back, and then switch. Deep breath in, and exhale, switch. Deep breath in, and exhale, switch. Now keep that leg where it is, and take your left leg to meet it. So now what you're balancing is your inhale and your exhale. The legs are firm, the belly is drawing back. Breathe in. Press the floor away with your forearms and breathe out. Let's take one more cycle of breath here, building strength for your core so that you can balance better. And then coming down, child's pose, rest. So that was a little bit of a sneak attack, but forearm plank is a wonderful way to bring lots of core strength from your head all the way to your toes. And now we'll come back onto all fours. We'll do some movement with balance. So if you like a blanket underneath your knees, go ahead and put it in place. So press your fingers down, lift your front body towards your back body, and take the right leg back. Engage the core and lift the right leg up. This is like warrior 3 leg, and we'll add the left arm. So find lots of stability by breathing deeply and reaching yourself in 2 directions. So all your muscles are firing. Breathe in here, and as you exhale, take your right thigh to your chest and reach your left arm back. We'll do 2 more of these. Slowly inhale, reach in 2 directions, and a slow exhale, curl in and reach back. Powerful breath. Inhale, exhale. Reach long, breathe in, and then hand down and knee down. Side B. Take your left leg back, stand on the ball of the foot, set the core, lift the belly, lift the ribs, and then lift the leg. Big breath in, coming to the fingertips, and reach the right arm forward. Inhale here, and exhale, curl in and reach back. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, curl in, reach back. One more. Inhale, and exhale. Reach long, breathe in. And hand down, knee down, child's pose. Again, maybe lift your forearms and circle the wrists. All right, and let's come up to stand. So balancing requires core strength, everything coming into midline. A little bend in the knees when we're standing and balancing, but strong breath and a lot of core strength. It's when we're not engaged and we're sort of limping along that everything falls apart. So you don't want to be so stiff and rigid that you can't balance. That would be like a raw, uncooked noodle. And then if you're so limp you have no structure, that's an overcooked strand of spaghetti. But if you can think al dente, so just the right amount of effort, being firm but not rigid, and use the breath. Let's take a high lunge today. So bring your hands to your hips and step your left foot back and come to the ball of the back foot. So you're in a lunge position, knee over ankle and knee pointing over the second toe. Now if you press your feet down and press them away from each other like you're trying to stretch the mat, you'll feel buoyant. And if you add, in addition to that, wrinkling the mat, you'll feel other muscles fire for real stability here. Draw the core into midline and then reach the arms up. Take a breath in here, and on the exhale, straighten out the front leg and bring hands to heart. Inhale, coming up, so a lunge is a balance. And now you're making a slow transition, even more balance. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on the hips. Lean out and step forward. Let's do the second side. Take a step back and then come to the ball of the back foot. So this makes it a challenging pose. The lunge is a balancing pose. Knee over ankle and knee pointing toward the second toe. So find your spot. And now start to stretch the mat between the feet. Feel the buoyancy and add a wrinkle. So you're not just doing one or the other. See if you can do both. On each exhale, everything moves into midline. Add the arms, take a breath in. And as you exhale, straighten the front leg, hands to heart. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Bend the knee, breathe in. Hands to hips and step forward and close. The next sequence is going to be a warrior one, a warrior three, and a chair pose at the end with a twist. The warrior one, go ahead and find your warrior one. So it's a pretty good distance stance. The front knee is always over the ankle, the knee is bent, and pointing over the second toe. The back foot in warrior one is pointing toward, if 12 o'clock is straight ahead, pointing toward about 11 o'clock. My feet are in separate lanes, so I'm not standing heel to arch or even heel to heel, maybe just a tad wider, not only for balance, but for comfort in the back knee. Your hips can stay wherever they feel natural and normal for your back knee comfort, but you can turn your chest forward. So we're going to bend and straighten the front knee in this sequence. You're going to tip forward from the hip crease, not the waist. Keep your spine long, keep your core integrated, and we'll reach back, and then we'll bend the knee and come back up to warrior one. So here we go. From that, we'll go to a warrior three and a chair pose. Detail, forgot to add, put your blocks at the top, so that when you go to warrior 3, they'll be there for you if you need them. Okay, recreate warrior 1. Inhale. As you exhale, straighten out the front leg. Keep a long spine. Lean out, reach back. Bend the knee. Inhale, warrior 1. As you exhale, lengthen out, lean out, reach back. Keep your spine long, keep your belly in. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Bend the front knee, arms up. Come hands onto the hips and come onto the ball of your back foot. So you're in a lunge again. Begin to lean out, draw the belly back. I like to drag my big toe, like lifting the fingers slowly to get the stability in my right leg, and then lift the left leg any amount you'd like. Spread the toes and firm the thigh. Notice I have a generous bend in my standing knee. So I have more stability by keeping the knee bent. You probably are feeling this in your outer right hip, which means that you're not only building bone density, but muscle strength. Keep the collarbones wide. And the blocks are here if you need them. And find chair pose. Your feet are in line, your knees are bent, they're in line, your hips are sinking, the belly is back. Rest your right elbow on your right thigh. Wrap your fingers, fan them around the left, and take your left palm to your low back. Open the shoulder, lengthen the spine, and turn the chest to the left. Take a breath in, glance at the knees, make sure one knee isn't jutting out further than the other. And then unwind, reach up, stand up, and arms down. Side B, warrior 1. Step your right foot way back. And again, feet are in separate lanes. Your back foot is pointing mostly toward 1 o'clock. Knee over ankle, knee pointing toward second toe. You can leave your hips where they are so your back knee is comfortable, but you can turn your chest to the front. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lengthen out the front leg. Lean out from the hip crease, flat back, reach back. Bend the knee, breathe in. Lengthen out, lean out, reach back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. Inhale. And bring your hands to your hips. Come to the ball of the back foot. So you're in a high lunge. Draw the belly back, breathe in, and begin to lean out over the front leg. Drag the big toe till you're ready. Lift up. Firm the back leg, spread the toes. Turn your right hip to the floor. Keep lifting the belly to support the low back. Notice the bend in the standing knee. It provides a lot of support and mobility to keep correcting for imbalances. And again, you might be feeling this in the outer hip. You're building some strength in those muscles. And then chair pose. Lean your hips back. Make sure your knees are in line, your feet are in line. Rest your left elbow on your left thigh. Fan the fingers around the outer right. Right palm to the low back. Find length and then twist. Take a glance down at your knees. Make sure one knee isn't going back and the other forward. Keep them even. And unwind, reach up, stand up, and arms down. We'll do one last pose, and that is half moon at the wall. Half moon is a pose that is part of a Warrior 2 series. And we'll start by standing in a Warrior 2. So the front knee is over the ankle. The back foot is slightly inside 90 degrees. And I'm just a couple inches away from the wall. The block is about 5 inches in front of me and toward the little toe side. So you start to lean out. You can bring hands to hips. Lean out, touch the block, take the weight into the front foot, and again a little drag and slowly lift up, spread the toes, firm the thigh. Your hip can be facing a little bit down. If you try and totally square the hips, you might feel a little too much in the front, the standing hip. But you can turn your chest. So see if you can turn your chest straight forward, leave the hip where it is, but again, don't let your leg just sag and dangle. So firm the leg, lift the chest, and add the arm. Notice my standing knee is bent, and the wall is here to support you. And to come down, hand to hip, bend the standing knee, touch down with control, and we'll take it to the second side. So the block is about 5 inches in front of my foot, maybe a little more, and closer to the wall, closer to the little toe side. Find warrior two. So the back foot is just inside 90 degrees. The front knee is over the ankle, pointing over the second toe. As you're ready, bend the knee, lean out, touch your prop, begin to drag the big toe till it comes in and you're ready to balance. So if my block is so close to my front foot, I'm not in alignment. You want your shoulder over your wrist. So see if you can find that spot. It's based on your own measurements, shoulder to hip. And again, I'm not trying to draw this hip to the wall, letting this hip find its place of comfort, but I can turn my chest. The lifted leg is firm, the toes are spread, the standing knee is a little bent. And then add the arm. Coming down when you're ready, use your core to land light. And there you have it. Happy balancing, maybe a shavasana afterwards, and I'll see you next time.